They're the liberal rednecks. They like cornbread and butt sex. They care way too much but don't give a fuck. They're the liberal rednecks that makes some people upset, but they got 3 big old dicks that you can suck.
Same fucking things.
Right. Well,
and I'm stupid.
Let's go. Hey, stupid,
Okay.
You heard it here last, everybody. Welcome back to the WellRED podcast. We're doing it virtually this week because Drew is indisposed in parts unknown. He said he's filming something, but I don't know what that means.
He won't tell us.
None of our business. He's doing the fake Lord's work out there somewhere in these United States. I think he was in Atlanta, but I think he came back. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he's flying or something. He just ain't here.
True. It's true that it's none of our business, but like, I guess Drew's not like me and you in the sense that like, if me and you were filming something, we would have told everybody exactly what it is that we were filming for one of two reasons. If it was cool, we'd be wanting to brag. And if it sucked, we'd be wanting to bitch. So it's got to be something in the middle, I feel.
I would wait it out first is what I would do. And then I would, if it did not hit, I assuredly would bitch about it. But if it did hit, I'm more inclined to like try to pretend I don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just like not bring it up thinking you guys will see it. I'd be like, I didn't know you did that. Be like, oh, that whole thing? Yeah, I didn't even think to tell you.
I knew that we would never see it. You know what I mean?
I know, but then I would just live with that forever.
Yeah, right. So is there some shit you've done that I just don't know about that's pretty cool and you're just waiting for me to see it so that you can look neat?
No.
So, right.
Not at all.
Exactly. I must, as my personality, inform those closest to me, which especially because I'm an introvert, is exclusively the group text. Like, y'all are the people, I tell y'all everything because I'm not going to talk to anybody else. So I must let y'all know if I'm doing something that hits. But honestly, more importantly, I must let y'all know if I'm doing something that don't hit so that we can all commiserate together. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the one thing I will say about the situation with Drew, that, like, you know, because it is tradition when he's not here, we, trash him a little bit to start. So I figure I'll do a little bit of that. It'd be funny this week if considering what's going on in the world and what I believe to be Drew's particular leanings. It'd be funny if me and you just spent an hour going hardcore pro-Israel the whole time, just like
tell everybody that Drew told us to say all this,
and say it's like the official position of the WellRED podcast and everything. And we talked with Drew about it and all decided, and he can't be here, but we speak for him in saying, that. I don't even know enough about what the Zionist platitudes are to fake it right now. But anyway, that would be funny, though, because, Israel, whatever. I think a lot of things about Israel, I believe, don't hit for him. But it's not that Jews don't hit for him, but the Israel situation don't hit for him. Whereas for me, I think the whole situation don't hit. That's pretty much my position, as we discussed before.
I would add this situation to our growing list. Actually, it falls under genocide don't hit.
Genocide don't hit. Yeah, which
it's already
always
there.
Said.
Yeah, always,
and we should have been, really. I think an unspoken addition to the list over the years, we can just assume to have been there, even though I don't know if it ever came up, is also that apartheid don't hit. And
no, apartheid don't hit.
And it's also
it is a cooler name for segregation, though. I'll say that. Like, the word itself don't not hit, but what it means don't hit.
You think if you grew up in South Africa, because we grew up in the South, and like segregation, we just know what segregation mean, and we think of it meaning that because it do mean that.
Right.
Like, you think if you were from South Africa, you'd feel the exact opposite way as you feel about those two words. Do you know what I mean? Like, you think a South African would be like,
probably.
Segregation, that's a nice attempt for it. I'm doing an Australian accent. South African is weird.
It sort of has that, like, this.
It's a little.
Yeah. Well, the only person that I know how to do it is if I do an impression of what's that bloke?
Vickers van der Merwe?
No, he's a golfer.
Gary
Player. Gary Player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's
Elon Musk got that, don't he?
I think he's like kind of lost his, ain't he? Don't he?
Yeah, but he did have it at one point, correct?
Presumably, yeah. You know who Charlton
Yeah.
Copley is? He's a South African. The dude from
Actor?
District 9. Yeah,
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I knew that sounded familiar.
Yeah. Anyway, I was going to trash Drew a little bit
I
by
thought,
saying.
by the way, that you were going to ask me if I grew up in South Africa, if apartheid itself would hit for me.
No.
I was like,
'cause,
I grew up
segregation
in a
don't hit for
version.
you. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
no, right.
Yeah, right. No. I just mean like, that perception of the two words. I wonder if it would be flip flopped if you were from there. Anyway, what I was going to say about Drew, and trashing him mildly is that, he told us today, he was like, I can't do it because I got to film at 3. And that's all he said. And you were like, that would never happen with me because I'd tell you every last detail. You must know all the time if I'm doing anything at all that even remotely hits or don't hit, right?
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I'm somewhere in the middle. I will say, like, I sort of feel like doing the whole, I got a little something later today and not like elaborating on it at all.
It's bullshit.
It's kind of arguably more of a like
dickhead.
Say I hit type of thing than just outright saying, hey, I'm going to film some commercial or something later today. Like, you know what I mean? Because then it's like it's leaving it nebulous. Like, but it's like a thing that hits in our world. Filming something, it can imply hits, but it's a whole degree. It could be like something super rad or something that's like something that don't hit. And so when you leave that wide open with no clarification whatsoever,
I'm with you, because if I'm having to miss the WellRED podcast or anything that's like a group thing that we're doing together, like if I have to miss it, I'm going to give as much information as possible, because in my brain, I'm laying out my case for like why I have to do it. Like, listen, guys, I know that this is the day we do our podcast. I wish that I could be there. This has to be this, and you got to understand it's this. Whereas Drew thinks so little of us that he's just like, by the way, fuck y'all both to death. I'm leaving, and I'm not telling you what, because you don't deserve to know. But no matter what it is, it hits way harder for me and is more important than being with y'all on our show.
Yeah. He did say all that. He said all of that, and the last thing he said was, make sure and also tell everybody I said, don't free Palestine. That's what he said. That's what he said.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Hashtag apartheid hits. All that, Drew said.
Yeah, he said all that.
Yep. Yeah, he sure did.
That's funny.
Hey, speaking of that's funny, I wanted to tell you, we just did the magnificent Jen Tobbs podcast, right? And it was lovely. Y'all should go listen to it. It's a part of the Politicon network. Tremendous podcast. Jen is great. And she had messaged me, sending me a clip, and she's like, by the way, I have to send this to you because Trae doesn't follow me. And then, like a bunch of
on
bunch of work,
Instagram
Twitter,
or something,
Twitter, a bunch of things about how you don't hit. I said, not her, because she's too sweet. But anyways, she then came back to me after I said, like, hey, I'll reprimand Trae in due time. And she said, by the way, my friend from Glasgow listened to the episode near me, like with me, and was literally dying laughing the whole time. And I said, okay, well, I got to ask, how did they feel about the accent? And this person said that you in particular's Glasgow accent was literally pitch perfect, spot on.
Hell yeah.
I thought you would like to hear that. Yeah, it does hit. It's nice.
So I pulled up Twitter or, X, whatever, and Jen Tobb, her ass don't follow me. Did she unfollow me because I don't follow her? Is that what happened?
I told her to. Yeah.
Out of spite? Well, shit. Well, now I'm going to follow her and see what I see. But people need to understand, and I don't know what all you said about me not hitting, but you know it to be true that, like, I don't actually, despite being
what I told her was
content creator or whatever. I don't actually use social media at all, and people don't get I get on there to post my stuff, and then I don't ever use it for anything. I have started watching IG Reels a little bit lately because I've been kind of blown away by how
the algorithm,
how wild they are on there. Yeah. I guess it says something about me, but I think it says more about y'all. Because the thread,
change your algorithm.
The thread is what got me on to IG Reels in the first place, and y'all exclusively thread things that include, like, people with Down syndrome cooking, or or dwarves shaking their asses or whatever and stuff like that. So my whole thing is just like little people and mentally handicapped people. That's like my whole out, and black people, of course, hitting.
I was about to say you left out the incredibly racist things we share exclusively because we're like, can you believe that this shit is on Insta? Because it blows me away because I'll share that stuff with y'all and it's like they literally take down some of my videos for community guidelines, and I didn't even say nothing like this shit. You know what I mean? A lot of times I'm doing a character and they're like, we can't have that because you're, quote, spreading misinformation. And then I'll share something with y'all that's just so fucking racist.
I will never ever understand any of that because I got banned from TikTok for a while, straight up banned for hate speech, and I had to send like a fucking complaint email or whatever every day for weeks, and they finally actually put me back on there. But yeah, we get shit stricken and shadow banned and stuff all the time, and I hear other comics talk about it too, like big hidden comics. I heard Sam Morril talking about being shadow banned from Instagram for a while for the same type of thing. And then you see that shit, you see some stuff on there, it's just like
egregious,
blatantly hardcore racist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't get how and you wouldn't be seeing it if it wasn't moving some numbers, it's got like a lot of traffic.
That's what blows me away the most.
I don't get, because it's all supposed to be automated, right? It's robots that catch you saying stuff you ain't supposed to say, I thought. Yeah. So how do these people slip by the robots? I don't understand. They train the robots to fuck you over in so many ways. Like you were just telling me the other day, like, so most people are not going to care about any of this at all, but still, just Instagram don't hit for me in a lot of ways because, like, you could never put a link on anything, so I couldn't put like a link to my website for get people to buy tickets. So the way people got around that was you could put a link in your bio, so somebody made Linktree where you could put links to all the shit that hits for you in your bio, and then you just play hashtag link in bio, and that was the new method. And even these things, it's like it takes weeks to find that out for me, especially. Like I finally hear it's like, hey, this is what everybody's doing. They've been doing it for 3 years, but now Trae, that this is what everybody's doing. So then I start doing that, and then because that's what my understanding is, that's what you're supposed to do. And then you tell me the other day that you just found out that Instagram buries posts that say link in bio on them.
I was told that by someone who used to work for Instagram, so it wasn't bullshit.
And it's like, it's because they just don't want you leaving Instagram for any reason, right? Like link in bio is trying to get somebody to go to to go to your website or your homepage, go do something else besides be on Instagram, and that don't hit for them. But they don't hit for me.
Yeah, I agree. And all this came from the Jen Tobb thing, and I explained to her, I took up for you, Trae. I said, listen, Trae loves talking to people that hit for him, but he doesn't check his DMs on the off chance that he has to see something that one of his fans said to him because he can't stand them. I said, so it's not worth it for him. Like he could literally have a message from Andre 3000, but he wouldn't dare click them open because he might see someone from Nebraska who had a good time at his show, and he won't do that.
No, I check them Well, I haven't checked Facebook in forever.
Me either, because it's mean people. They're all mean.
That is the actual reason I don't do it. Yeah, it's because you get enough fucking seemingly credible death threats or whatever, and you stop checking. But also people that so many people, dude. I've met people too, comics out here and stuff, who got a little traction on the internet or something. They've asked me, they're like, because you've been at it for a long time. Like, how did you handle just getting all swept up in it, because somebody's just recently had something go kind of viral and gotten some followers or something. They're like, I can't ever put it down. I'm addicted to it. It's really gotten me by the horn. It's all I do now. And that's how most of them are. That's how most people are, I think, who get followers on the internet and stuff. And I guess I'm just I don't know. I'm like, well, maybe you should get followers that want to kill you or something. Because because I just don't. I told him, it had the opposite effect on me. When I had my day job and stuff, I used to dick around on Facebook and Twitter. All the fucking time. Then when I went viral and got some online notoriety, it drove me off the internet. That's just how it's been ever since.
I have an alarm on my phone that goes off every other day that says, remember to post on social media. Used to, it was I was just on there all the time. And now, dude, if I ain't careful, I hate it so goddamn much that I'll just fuck around and stop doing it. And then I have to remind myself, hey, your career's not at the point where you can not do this. You know what I mean? But yeah, don't check the fucking DMs. What a What a goddamn cesspool.
You've been spending your time differently on the internet lately.
I have.
Huh?
I have.
Been digging into the AI pool, diving into the AI pool a little bit. What do you
Yeah.
you don't feel like a little conflicted about that? Because
Yes.
people in our
Hugely
position,
conflicted.
it's like a lot of them are like AI is an existential threat to us, and so you can't fuck with it. You got to be fundamentally anti AI because AI is the enemy. A lot of
Couldn't
people in
agree.
our position think.
Couldn't agree more. No, I 100% agree with you. Like I
But
but like, okay, look, here's the thing. When I first started doing AI stuff, I did a thing on my I did a thing.
if y'all
I did
aren't
it.
watching right now,
This
just
is,
saying all this as a picture of Ronald McDonald shaking hands with Hitler pops up.
by the way, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something about this particular Hitler? Well, you notice something about him.
He's
old.
older. Yeah.
Yes. I finally had to start putting in the prompt a World War II era Hitler because every single time I put in Hitler doing something, it was old Hitler, which has got me scared that AI knows that motherfucker made it to Argentina. You know what I mean?
Weird. Why would you ever have old Hitler?
That's
old
what I'm saying. Like,
old Hitler never existed. I mean,
right.
Ostensibly. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also Bugs Bunny holding a gun to his head in front of, it was supposed to be Bugs Bunny holding a gun to his head in front of a children's hospital full of babies with a bunch of Confederate flags surrounding it. They're not quite there yet. You know what I mean?
No, this is what has happened with that Confederate flag in the back.
I mean, it seems like somebody tried to tear it apart. Maybe that was AI being like, we'll give you what you want, but we still have to be woke.
Protest.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean,
Now,
maybe. I don't know. It looks like it almost looks more like a fucking ripped up like Houston Texans flag or something.
Which I'm for.
Yeah, sure. He's not holding. Bugs is not holding the gun to his head.
He's not.
He's Yosemite Salmon it.
Yes, with two different non-Civil War era guns.
And he's not. If I'm looking at look how he's holding the gun in his right hand.
Top.
It makes no sense at all. Why would AI do that? If y'all are only listening, he's like holding the gun like you'd hold like a purse or a wallet or something. Like he's got his hand wrapped around the top half of it, not around the handle or the trigger at all.
Now before I go through these pictures, because I want to, and actually I want you to try to guess what some of them are.
Okay.
Before I go through these, I want to state, yes, I do get conflicted about AI. Now, right now, I'm using this kind of specifically for fun and also to show the flaws of AI. So like, I feel fine about that. But one particular reason that I'd been using it was on my Substack, which you can go to at bonuscorey.com. That's where I do a bunch of bonus things, as the site, implies. They had the writer's strike was like,
Did you say bonuscorey.com? Bonuscorey.com?
Yeah.
How many different domain names do you have for this Substack? That's at least the third one, is it not?
No, there's so many more. There's
you just can't satisfy yourself with one. You find problems with all of them. You're like, that don't hit for me. It's time
not
for
that I have
one.
problems with all of them. The first one was CoreyWritesForYou.com, which, by the way, you can still get there through that. But what happened was, and I do write on there, but I definitely started to do more video and audio stuff. So I was like, well, I still do right there, but like if I'm promoting it by CoreyWritesForYou.com and people get on there and it's a lot of audio and shit, that's not really fair. They might sign up for something they don't want. And then when we were about to have the kid and I announced that I was taking time off from the road, I was like, I went back to my old nickname that one of my bosses gave me, which was Part-Time Funny Man. So we went to parttimefunnyman.com. And then recently I was like, it would be nice if the thing just said exactly what it was. And I noticed that bonuscorey.com was available. So I got it too. These domains are not that fucking expensive, especially because nobody else would use these names for anything. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm like a low key, I fuck with domains. Like I have my own little like stock portfolio type thing of domains. And I like track their value and stuff. It's kind of fun for me.
There's another comedian who does this. Who the fuck is it? It's the exact same thing. I heard him on a podcast talking about it's like a hobby of theirs to collect domains and God damn it. I can't
Our
think
buddy
of it.
Conrad he told me yesterday he has 731 domains.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah. So anyways, I started fucking with AI there when the writer's strike was going on, just to show, I wanted to show everybody, like, hey, if these fucking corporations really do think that AI is going to take a writer's job, let me just show you how, yeah, they can, like, you can put a prompt in there and they'll give you like a story overview or whatever, but that's all really ever it is. Like, no matter how detailed the prompt you put in there, if you tell them to write you a story about something, what they really end up writing for you is like a really long elevator pitch of a story. Like, the characters have no development. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has any individuality. It's shitty. So I would put like a prompt in there, and then I would piss out that story and show everybody. And I go, now I'm going to take this prompt and put it into my writer's head, and I'm gonna come up with something that's better. You know what I'm saying? And I started doing that, and that is how Colonel Cornbread, in the case of the Confederate Ruby, was born. Right now,
yes, but also before you even get into all this, you just reminded me, this whole conversation, we meant to talk about this on the podcast weeks ago, because me and Mark were having a writing session for that Al Gore thing I did, and I don't remember how this happened or how it came up, but I remember during that Mark made we were trying to maybe think of a joke about Chat GPT or something, I don't know, and that led us to get on Chat GPT, and I wrote the prompt, write me a joke in the style of Trae Crowder, right?
Yeah.
And this is what this robot son of a bitch came up with in response to that. Write me a joke in the style of Trae Crowder. This is what it said. Why did the chicken join the protest? Because it wanted to cross the road to equality, y'all. I took a screenshot of that and sent that to you guys, sent that to the thread, and then said, I want to kill myself.
One of the best days on the thread we've had all year.
It just like, and then
you have the app open? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you got on there and typed in, you typed in, write me a joke in the style of Trae Crowder, and it said, why don't scientists trust atoms, ATOMS? Because they make up everything, just like my Uncle Randy and his conspiracy theories. Right? And what's pissing me off about it then and now is it's just so fucking superficial level. Like I don't, like, that's not even remotely, it's not even close to accurate. Like, that's not, it's like,
how
it's
you do jokes.
It's so superficially accurate because it's like, there's liberal shit and there's redneck shit in each of these examples, but it's like a fourth grader came up with it or something. It's not actually how I do comedy at all in my videos or on stage, either one. So it just pissed me off that you wrote write me a joke in the style of Corey Ryan Forrester, and it said, why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field, just like me after a few too many drinks at the county fair.
Not bad.
Yeah, right.
But you're right. It's almost like you wrote the prompt, write me a joke in the style of Corey Ryan Forrester that's super on the nose and would piss him off that a robot thought this about him.
Yeah, some of it is weird, though. Like, we wrote, write me a joke in the style of Drew Morgan, and the computer said, why did the tomato turn red? Because it saw the salad dressing and realized it forgot to put on pants just like me during every Zoom meeting, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's weird.
How they know Drew naked?
Because Drew's naked all the time. Right, exactly. Like, it is kind of, like, it does sort of throw you off with some of the shit, but let's see here. And then I said, write me a joke in the style of Mark Agee, right? Mark hasn't done stand-up in 10 years or whatever. He's a writer, but, like, he don't have any shit out there, really. I said, write me a joke in the style of Mark Agee. I said, why did the pessimistic comedian refuse to play cards? Because he was afraid of a disaster every time he dealt with the hand life had given him, right? Which is, like, not funny as a joke or whatever, but it is funny because it's like,
Mark hates everything.
Mark hates everything, and it's like, it's got that represented in there. Then here's two of my favorites. You asked it. You said, "Is Trae Crowder gay?" And it said, "No, Trae Crowder is not gay. He's a comedian known for his Southern liberal and progressive viewpoints. He often speaks out in support of LGBTQ rights. He identifies, though, as a heterosexual." Okay. Then you asked it, "Is Corey Ryan Forrester gay?" And it said, "As of my last knowledge update in September 2021, Corey Ryan Forrester is openly gay." he, he is a comedian known for his Southern roots and often incorporates his personal experiences, including his sexuality, into his comedy. So, yeah, ChatGPT called you a queer, or thinks you gay, and not only that you gay, but says that you like have a lot of bits about being gay, which it's like if you joke, if you were like Mark Norman. Well, I was going to say if you're like Mark Norman, he does that all the time. He's like, it's like a running joke with him. He's like, "Oh, I'm a little tired. I'm a little gay," or, "Oh, I'm hungover. I'm gay. I'm late. I'm whatever." Like that's like a thing with him. If you did something like that, then I would sort of maybe get that a little more, but I don't feel like you do that. You don't get up there and,
No, but I do have several jokes about me. Like, so on our album that we recorded 7 years ago, which I don't know where ChatGPT mines its information from. I don't know. Like, is it getting
everywhere,
in the audio?
I reckon.
Yeah, you know why I know it's everywhere? It said, because one time I put in, "Who is Corey Ryan Forrester?" And they were like, Corey Ryan Forrester is a Southern comedian who rose to fame through his YouTube series, The Kudzu Chronicles, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I went to my YouTube, and like so many of my old Buttercream Dream videos, I was standing in front of like kudzu and woods and shit. So I was like, it's just taking that and just going, probably. But I do have a lot of bits like, on the album, I had one that was talking about people not wanting gay people to bake cakes for them, or you can't bake cakes for gay people on their wedding or whatever. And then I said, that's funny because in my opinion, cake is the gayest food that you can possibly have. And then one of the punchlines was like, the only way to make cake gayer is if you ate it out of my asshole. And then I went on some tangent about how like I'd actually be really cool with that, and that would hit for me. And then I had a bit about gays in the military, where I was playing a fictionalized Marine from the South who joined the military exclusively to butt fuck people because he had never heard of gay clubs and thought that's the only way he could do it. And he ends up telling one of his friends right during a like bomb attack that he wants to suck his dick. And then I used to have a couple about giving dudes hand jobs behind a dumpster for pills and shit. So what I'm saying is, I don't know. Maybe I seem gay to a robot.
Well, glad we figured that out. So continue with what you've done here.
Okay, so we already know what that one is.
First of all, how'd you find? How many of these are there? Like, I don't mean the pictures. I mean, how many different AI toys are you playing with?
This
is
one.
How do you?
No, this one was $40.
What? Okay.
It was $40.
How did you find this particular one?
I was scrolling through Instagram and I just saw saw it and it had a lot of reviews and I was like, $40 is definitely, because there are some free ones I've been fucking with and it's just like, it's whatever. These are like, they've got all these different styles. Like the thing is like, it is kind of fun to just see what it will fucking do with it,
So what all does it exclusively is for image making? Like you give it a prompt, make me a picture of blank, and then it does it, and that's what it's for.
I'm gonna need that from you one more time.
It's just for image production. Like you give it a prompt and it makes a picture, and that's all it does.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I haven't played around. I literally just got it this morning or yesterday, just so I could play a very private joke in one of our threads that doesn't bear repeating. Mainly because nobody knows the people involved in it, but I fuck around with a couple of them, but this I was like, well, it's kind of fucking fun. I don't know. So I think we're about to the point of the guessing game. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Well, that's easy. That's Adolf Hitler drawn as the Simpsons giving a speech. And they've made all the members of the Third Reich into mini Barts, and there's a couple Maggies. There's a couple Lisas back there. This one, I want you to guess what that is. This was an insane prompt, and I don't think they even came close to getting it right. But can you guess what I was trying to do there?
Steampunk Waterworld hellscape.
You got
City?
Waterworld correct. You got Waterworld correct. It was It was Waterworld, but the ocean is a bunch of Burlington coat factories.
What?
Yeah, I know they didn't. And can you believe they didn't do anything with that? Okay, this one right here. Can you guess? It's a movie. It's a movie in a different style.
Is that? I can't tell. Is that cake in front of him? What is that?
Actually, it looks like little salt and pepper shakers that have, or ashtrays, maybe. I didn't even look at
I don't
that.
know. I got
It's
nothing
Dumb
for
and
this one.
Dumber. It's Dumb and Dumber in the style of a crime noir. This one is
Okay.
also, which they've just made two Harry Dunns here.
Mhm.
But you know, kind of hits for me. I would honestly hang that up on my wall. It looks like a movie poster.
Yeah.
Okay, this is you probably just saw that there. That is Raylan Givens using a snake as a pencil.
No, it isn't.
Well, it is.
I disagree. I'm disagreeing with the robot here. How?
Yeah,
Like,
it looks more like Bruce Campbell.
oh, well, actually, yeah. Now that's weird because I definitely saw him as Raylan until you said that. Now I looked at him closer and I could tell that it ain't actually Raylan, but also like that snake just looks like it's just a snake on a table in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look down here a little bit, it looks like perhaps he's part of that pencil, like his tongue may be coming out and it's the pencil. But yeah, again, the technology's not quite there yet. And I'm giving it, you know, obviously that doesn't look like Timothy Oliphant. I'm giving it the benefit of a doubt that it's like, well, you didn't say draw Timothy Oliphant. This is what we think Raylan from the books would look like. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Okay. Can you guess this one?
You should have tried Timothy Oliphant though and seen what happened.
That's true.
That's a toucan.
Mhm.
And is that a little Mexican boy cartoon?
The prompt. I'm not telling you that it looks like this. I'm just telling you what the prompt was. This is Toucan Sam playing tennis with Pol Pot, the dictator.
Pol Pot.
Yeah.
Why would they make Pol Pot so cute? That's like an adorable little Pixar character. Fucking Pol Pot was a genocidal maniac.
So there's different styles that you can make them where like one of them is like photorealistic. Then there's like anime. Then there's like cartoon. But I decided to have it set up on no style in which it just picks one at random for you. And that was fun. So this is, I guess it landed on cartoon. And this is benevolent dictator Pol Pot playing tennis with Toucan Sam. I love this one. All right. I think you're going to get who the dude is for sure.
Yeah. Kim Jong-un and Margaret Thatcher?
No, the prompt was Kim Jong-un learning typewriter from Angela Lansbury.
Okay.
And again, they nailed
the typewriter at.
I know, well, she's teaching him. He's not at that part yet. You know what I mean? Like, no. We're not even close to getting to the typewriter yet. You got to learn how this shit works first. You know what I mean?
I love how much of a fucking like just dartboard situation your psyche is apparently with
dictators.
With these prompts, just dictators are coming up a lot, but it's like it's like you've got different categories. You're like dictator, setting, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
you're just pulling different lotto balls out of different cups and throwing it at a fucking robot. Yeah,
mad lib of lunacy. Well, the reason that I started going with dictators is because. So I typed in Hitler first, and it was like, no problem. Here's Hitler. And then I put in the prompt it was like, you know, Osama bin Laden having lunch at Golden Corral with Jimmy Carter or some shit like that. And it was like, oh, I'm sorry, that he is too controversial a figure to blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, wait, what? And then I just kept putting in Hitler, and they were like, here you go. And I was like, wait a minute. I was like, how the fuck is Osama bin Laden too controversial, but Hitler's fine? And then I was just like, I kept putting in dictators to see who would cross the line. Okay, you're never going to get this. What is that, Trae?
Fuck. I don't know. A Civil War era photo of a bank's board of directors or something.
It is.
Well, no, there's a woman there, so it can't be that.
It's the cast of Saturday Night Live if the South had won the war. That's what that is. and by the way, I did it twice, and I'd have to disagree with the second one. There's a couple things that they got wrong.
Oh yeah, a couple, but that's like, Yeah, I mean that one also don't work because you got black people there. I get, but
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I don't know though, dude. I think by now, even if the South would have won, I think we'd be at least letting black people entertain us. You know,
That's
like
true. That's
just to
true.
be fair. You know what I mean? Like they always,
Yeah, they do enjoy that.
We're into that. Yeah, like can they dance? Let them in.
Right. Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying that. That's what they said.
No, that's what they
But
say.
that first one, it's like I don't think we'd still be quite so plantation-y if the South
Agreed.
had won the war, 150 years ago. I don't think we'd all still be looking like fucking Beauregard and whatnot.
Couldn't agree more. You got anything for that one?
That's O.J. Simpson starring in an 80s sitcom with himself.
OJ, I've just put in O.J. Simpson in an episode of Hee Haw, and
Okay.
they came back with. By the way, that's exactly how Cleavon Little dressed in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
I did that twice. This is also Cleavon Little O.J. Simpson in an episode of Hee Haw. I can see this guy in the back kind of having a little Roy Clark situation going on. Okay, again, this is another one that like it didn't give me any of the characters, but like I fucking love this picture. You got any type of guess? Look at the first car there, and maybe it'll give you a clue.
If the Mandalorian took place in 80s Los Angeles?
No, Smokey and the Bandit during Vietnam War.
Okay.
Okay. You got anything for that one? I'll give you a hint. They finally let me use this guy.
Yeah, is that Osama in the back?
I typed in, what if Osama bin Laden had a YouTube prank show? That's what I got.
Why did they use him one time but not other times? I don't understand.
I think because the other one, I also mentioned 9/11, and maybe it was like, you can't do both. Like, we'll give you Osama bin Laden, but like, he's got to be doing something, not so bad. This one, I'll give you a hint. Football.
Is that Travis Kelce giving Taylor Swift the COVID vaccination?
That's right. Yes, sir.
All right.
Got it.
Finally got one.
Which, of course, made me think of this.
I mean, that's Aaron Rodgers, but I can't. He's got a funny hat on. But
the prompt was Aaron Rodgers about to go as Adolf Hitler to a Halloween party, but not fully dressed yet.
Okay.
And then this one was more fully dressed.
Yeah, that's just Nazi Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Donut Trump.
I typed in Donald Trump diabetes, and this is what it came back with, which, pretty cool picture.
I was about to say, that's that one right there. It's like, that's like I could see some content creator on the internet making that as like a piece of digital artwork or something.
A shirt.
You know what I mean? Yeah, or a shirt like that. That is kind of a cool looking thing.
Agreed. Okay.
Wait a minute. Well, digital art. Digital artwork is a thing, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
Is this all that they've been doing?
I'm pretty sure, dude. I'm pretty fucking sure.
Really?
Yeah, because also,
dude, this whole time I thought they were using like some kind of jacked up form of Microsoft Paint. To, like,
I'm sure that some of them,
but like,
I'm certain that some of them do, and those people are mad at all the people that do this shit because I know that on this app I can save that image right there because if you don't save the image and you type in the same prompt later, it's going to give you one that's like kind of the same idea but not exactly right. But I can save this image right here and then put it back in and go, this same image except for change the landscape or blah, 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 blah. So that way you have like consistency with it and stuff. So I was like, I bet you some of these Bored Ape motherfuckers, like someone drew the first Bored Ape and then one of them ran it through this AI generator and was like, give me 1,000 different versions of this monkey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't understand that Bored Ape shit at all.
I don't either. I mean, listen, the Bored Ape itself doesn't not look cool. It's just that when you go, by the way, it's $500,000, I'm like, okay, no.
Right.
You got anything on this one?
Donkey Trump, Donald Trump, if he was Kim Jong-un and wanted ice cream or something like.
No, this is Donald Trump being told he can't have ice cream at a rooms to go show house.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Okay.
His teeth look wild. They gave him like rabbit teeth or something.
He looks like he's in the Pinocchio universe about to turn into a lost boy or whatever, you know? Yeah.
That's exactly what he looks like. Yeah, you really nailed that.
Yeah.
Is this if Mitch McConnell was AIDS?
Yes.
It's
You
just
nailed
a picture
it.
of Mitch McConnell surrounded by blood cells or whatever.
It's Mitch McConnell AIDS. Yes. And this is, can you guess?
Juggalo. I can't tell who that's supposed to be. Juggalo somebody, but I can't tell.
Juggalo Mitch McConnell. Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
okay.
You're
All
getting good. You're getting good. Oh shit. Did you see that prompt?
Yeah, Fraser Crane abolishing slavery. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Have you watched the new Frasier?
Not yet, but I'm oh fuck yeah, I'm going to, dude. That's one of my favorite shows of all time. It's like literally top five favorite sitcoms for me. And like, because I've been rewatching it, even though I know there's no point because like I know how everything ended. I could just go start the new show, but like I wanted to re-envelop myself in the world. So I've been rewatching it, and like I'm telling you, dude, every time I watch Frasier, it hits harder for me. Like not just as like I'm into this situation and I'm glad they made a sitcom out of it, but like how fucking good it is, like from the writing, from the everything about it. Like every single episode of Frasier is like a stage play. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, dude, Frasier's fucking awesome. You might enjoy this little anecdote about the new Frasier. I haven't watched any of it either, and I don't know if I'm going to. Well, I mean, not because of this, but like so. During the writer's strike, I go down there and picket at Disney and stuff. One of the days I went down there, I met a guy who writes for the Frasier reboot, right? And it hadn't even come out yet or whatever, but he's in the room. He's a staff writer on the Frasier reboot, and we met for the first time down there. And we like hit it off and did a few laps together and stuff, talked for like a couple hours probably. And I, exchanged phone numbers, all this stuff. And he specifically asked me, like, he's like, so what are you working on? What you got? Whatever. And I was like, and I don't, I said, well, I got this script and I got that, whatever. I explained a couple of them. And he was like, he asked me, he was like, will you send me that one? Like he picked one of them out. He's like, will you send me that one? I'd like to read that. And I was like, yeah, sure, man. I'll send it to you. Right. So I got his number, whatever, his email address. I sent it to him. Ghosted me. Never heard a word after that. That is just how much that script did not hit for this guy. Evidently, as he was just like, oh, I got to write this dude off forever. Like I can't. Yep. I can't even acknowledge, delete his number, fucking block him. I don't know. Like, I can't even acknowledge that I met this guy. That's how bad this script is. To be fair, the script
wait to see if you see some of the jokes turn up in the new Frasier. You know what I'm saying?
They definitely won't, because I was about to say, to be fair, this dude, in addition to working on the new Frasier, he's kind of firmly in that like network sitcom world, right? Like pretty exclusively. And I sent him, again, he asked for it, but because he's worked on other network sitcoms, multi-camera sitcoms, right? And so I told him, I was like, oh, I wrote this like R-rated white trash multicam. Yeah. I was like, I wrote this R-rated white trash multicam once because I thought that'd be funny, and that's when he was like, I'd like to see that. So I sent him that. And so Corey, like this script is it's based on our buddy DJ.
It's so funny.
It's like Everybody Loves Raymond, but if it was about DJ and his woman, and it's set in the trailer park or whatever, and it's a multicam, and it's like absolutely fucking insane. There's a whole runner through it about butt fucking, like there's a lot of butt fucking jokes, and then also butt fucking is part of the like the actual resolution at the end of the, not like you don't see butt fucking, but it butt fucking, it comes full circle, full butt fucking circle.
Yep.
And all kinds of, I mean, it's wild and very, very vulgar, because it's one thing I found about that script, because I've showed it to other people too, and it kills me. It's like the exact reason I wrote it and the reason I like it is the reason other people, like people actually in the industry, are like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's
because it's turning it on its head.
Because to me, the whole thing was like, what if it was everybody loves Raymond, but fucking redneck and R-rated as hell and and super vulgar and all this shit? Wouldn't that be neat? And then but people get like a multicam script or whatever, and they're just like, Jesus Christ, this fucking thing. Maybe that, but I just don't. Obviously, I'm biased, but I don't think this about everything I've written. But I just don't see how you couldn't at least think it's funny. Like
It
it's
is
fucking,
very funny.
It's super funny. I'm not saying it's like groundbreaking, but it's a fucking multi-camera sitcom. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But that's my story about the new Frasier. I know a guy that works on it, and I don't hit for him anymore on account of a script I wrote.
Well, maybe he just hasn't read it yet. You know, he was busy.
This was 4 months ago.
Well, you know, but the strike was what it was. That took up a lot of time, and now he's back at work.
It is very much possible, because I would do this. I have done this, I think. It is very much possible that he just never read it at all.
Yeah.
Right?
And then forgot.
And then eventually forgot, never read it at all, and was like, fuck, I gotta get around, and then just never did. Because I mean, I do shit like that all the time.
Me too.
Right?
And it don't mean the person don't hit for me. It just means that they didn't leave any type of impression, and I think they're worthless.
Right.
You know what
but
I mean?
think I'm pretty sure
kidding.
I actively don't hit for him anymore. Anyway, we can get back to this.
Okay.
Hitler making pizza
with
the lady from the Old Maid cards.
No, Harriet Beecher Stowe. I'm not quite sure that that's what she looked like, but that's what AI thinks she looks like. This is pretty straightforward, but it's metal to me. This is if the Civil War had aliens in it, which that hits. You know, I was really hoping that they would make like some Confederate aliens, but you know, pretty metal piece of art. Okay, you're gonna love this one. What's that?
Is that if the Leonard Skinner plane crash happened at January 6th?
No. It's what if Kurt Cobain stormed the Capitol?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but hey, that's pretty.
That kind of looks like the cover of Street Survivors.
It does.
Skinner album, but with the Capitol in the back. Yeah.
Yeah. Got two more here. What's that one?
If Tony the Tiger was at Tiananmen Square.
Yeah. God, dude, you've gotten 3 exactly on the dot, which is pretty impressive because I set this up where you couldn't. And the last one here, that I'll just tell you, that is it. I just couldn't get enough of Osama bin Laden. That's if Osama bin Laden was in the hit Norman Lear show, All in the Family. There you go. There you fucking go.
Now,
So, you know.
I know, don't you lie to me. I know you've used this for yourself, haven't you? You've done something with can you use it that way? Can you put in pictures of yourself and put me in front of the fucking, Eiffel Tower or whatever kind of basic bitch shit people might do, but
I haven't yet.
Blows me away. I figured first thing I figured you'd be on there trying out different hairstyles and stuff. You're like, now let's go pompadour. Let's go. Well, now I want you to do that, and I want to see the results of it.
Here's the reason I didn't, because I know, one of the first things I did was I typed in Trae. I typed in Trae Crowder committing the 9/11 terrorist attacks, and it kept making you a black dude who was like a general in something. And I was like, hold on, I looked, I was like, did I put Tay Crowder? Like, what the fuck is this shit? And then I realized that I didn't. And so once I realized it apparently doesn't know who Trae Crowder is, which is weird to me because the other AI does, I was like, well, it definitely ain't going to know who the fuck I am, but I could put a picture of myself in there. Yes, you're correct. That technology does exist. And yes, I will try that. But no, I got this fucking yesterday and immediately started using it for the purposes that I'm doing right now, having fun. And then you said, I want to see these on WellRED. So I spent my morning just making up these insane scenarios. But yeah, I'll do that and I'll share them with you later.
Okay, yeah, that'll hit. Yeah, maybe he thinks, there's Jay Crowder, there's Tay Crowder. Those are both hitting black dudes.
Yeah.
One in the
Jay
NBA.
Crowder, obviously the more famous, but I guess I went with Tay because go Dogs. But, what are you going to do?
Yeah. And then also most dudes named Trae are bros. So
That's true. I didn't even think about that.
yeah, but I mean, I got to, like you said, I mean, the other prominent AIs know who I am,
And think you're gay.
and think I'm gay. No, they think you're gay.
That's right. Well, they think your comedy's gay.
That's true.
Yeah. They think I'm actually a homosexual person, which
Mm-hmm.
is different than being gay in this regard, obviously. But
Yeah.
anyways, to your original point, like, I don't know, man. Like, you almost like, obviously that the strike was about AI, and it ought be like they oughtn't be able to do that shit. But then there's also this part of me that's like, well, okay, but like, it's out there, and you're not putting that fucking genie back in the bottle. Like, it's going to be AI. And matter of fact, this is the worst version of it we'll ever see. And that's what fucking scares me. Is like, because when I started doing that thing on my Substack, like, y'all think you're going to replace us with this? Let me show you how they be doing it. And it's not that good. And I'm like, okay, but this is like model number 1 that we've gotten. You know what I mean? But I really think that nobody was actually ever really worried about that part of it, because like human creativity requires some type of soul and different perspective. But I think what's worrying about it is that it's very possible that it could take the job of a writer's assistant. It could take the job of like note takers and stuff like that. And these are all jobs that, like, historically in our industry, you have those jobs so that you can be in those rooms, so that you can get an opportunity to be a staff writer and then showrunner. You know what I mean?
Yes. But I mean, also you said it requires some kind of soul or whatever, but think about the sheer number of things you've seen on TV and streaming that are utterly soulless. Like, it's not like, and also some of the things that are hugely popular too. I mean, that's, like during the like there's about to be a whole stretch of just
reality garbage,
shit ass reality garbage come out that they started making during the writer strike and whatnot. And the actor strike still ain't over. So like for the next few months, get ready for a deluge of dumb shit, some of which will probably be a massive hit. And it's also like, in a way though, I guess that's been like, so this has been ongoing for a long time already, because it's like, people felt the same way they do about the rise of AI, is that when like reality shows started taking everything over, because it's like, you don't need hidden writers or actors or any of that shit for a reality show,
right?
You just turn a camera on a fucking lunatic and go or whatever. And they've been super popular. I remember like Breaking Bad and Duck Dynasty were popular at the same time. And like the highest ranking episode of Breaking Bad ever, I feel like, I don't think it did like a 10th of the numbers of like the Duck Dynasty Christmas special or whatever, which to me is like a goddamn shame and an abomination, but it's like, it's true. So I'm saying, if they can make money pumping out soulless shit that robots did create, then they absolutely would do that. And we just, would stop making good shit at that point. So that's why, that's why it don't hit. And
that's
also,
for sure. But like, they've already be doing that anyways. So, I don't know. But hey, speaking of all that and the writer's strike and stuff, did you ever read, I want to say it was like an op-ed on, it was either the Washington Post or the New York Times or something like that, about the person who was talking about how they feel that the 2007 writer's strike directly led to Donald Trump being the president.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I don't remember the details of it. So elaborate.
Basically,
because that's what read The Apprentice.
Yep, that's what made The Apprentice happen, because they were scrambling to find shit. They do the Apprentice, or it was like they had already done The Apprentice and it wasn't doing that well, and they like almost gotten rid of it. Then the writer's strike happened, and they realized that they really had to like focus on this shit more, and so they did. It becomes a massive hit, and like, I mean, dude, it's honestly pretty hard to argue that without The Apprentice, Donald Trump wouldn't have reached the type of celebrity that he was in 2012 when he started shitting on Obama, which is what kind of directly led to the president. But like, you kind of have to have The Apprentice putting him out there in that space in order for that to happen. So like,
did you ever watch The Apprentice?
Yeah, like not as like oh, we got to sit down and watch The Apprentice. But like, you know, that was back in the time, like I was living with my folks. I was still in high school and shit. And, you know, that was back when you just watched fucking network television and it was on. And I think we caught some like Celebrity Apprentice and stuff. But I know like my dad and them watched it. And this is another one of those things that we talk about all the time where like these people used to hate him.
Right.
Like my dad then my dad wrote a sketch for our church and like filmed and directed it where my dad was playing Donald Trump and they were doing like a Christian Celebrity Apprentice. And like dad was, by the way, murdering it, doing a very good impression of Trump, but like as this dipshit who was the butt of all the jokes and stuff like that.
Right. Absolutely. Well, so that's what I was going to ask. Cause I never, not like I was above it or anything, but I never fucked with that show, but I remember it being a big cultural phenomenon. And even that in retrospect, it's like, why? And was it because people were watching it and they were like, I don't know, laughing at him or something, or like, I don't know. He just got some sort of weird thing about him that like seems to draw a shitload of people in or whatever that I just am thankfully immune to, I guess. Cause
well, I mean, me and you both know that like we'd be lying if we said that every now and then Trump don't say some shit that we find objectively hilarious. Like,
oh yeah,
he just does. Like, fuck him to death. Let us go on record. 9/11 genocide. Donald Trump don't hit. But like sometimes he says some shit that I'm like, that was a funny thing to say, and he actually said it on purpose. So like, I think with a lot of those, like they probably would watch it like, let's watch this fucking carpetbagger piece of shit. But then every now and then he would be like dumbly charming or something. And like, I do understand like why this Celebrity Apprentice got numbers, because it's like, you know, you Dancing with the Stars. Like if Dancing with the Stars was just regular people dancing, not many, I'm not saying it couldn't work because obviously American Idol works, but like it's the celebrities that do it, you know, like they you know, they loved watching Donald Trump fire Chad Ochocinco or something like that.
But
Omarosa was the most popular and she's not a celebrity.
The Celebrity, that Apprentice, that came after
it sure did
the original one, right?
Yeah, no, I was just saying like I understand why that one was popular, but I'm back with you on the like I don't get why the other one was.
Where did Omarosa come from?
I don't know, but I think she was just a regular contestant. Like she wasn't a celebrity.
That's what I say. She was the breakout star of just the regular Apprentice? Like that's the thing that made her famous, was being a regular person on the regular Apprentice.
Yes, and
or something. I don't know.
And my mom played Omarosa in the church sketch. She didn't go blackface.
Yeah?
She didn't go blackface. She didn't go blackface. She didn't go blackface.
Mind. What a fucking. Was that even a conversation? Because I would have thought.
No, okay. Absolutely not. They didn't have it in the budget, and so and the one of the whole running jokes of the sketch was like Dad couldn't pronounce her name because Trump couldn't do that either, and so Dad would just be like, "Come here, Chimichanga. I've got an idea for you. Amaretto sour. Get over here. I got an idea for your business." And just murdering. I mean, he fucking did great. But like, again, it wouldn't have been funny if everyone didn't collectively go, Donald Trump's kind of a blowhard dipshit, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, well, but no blackface. My mother has never, to my knowledge, painted her face black.
Well, at least there's that. All right.
At least there's that.
Listen, y'all, come see me this weekend in Boston. Yeah, Boston, come on, you fucking quiz. Come out and see me up there at
Wicked
Laughs Boston. Yeah, gonna be a good time. And then next week, I'm going other places too: San Francisco, Chicago, Phoenix, other hitting places coming up. So go to TraeCrowder.com. Come and see me. You can also get our book, Round Here and Over Yonder. It's a comedic travel guide. It's a lot of fun. It's on TraeCrowder.com too, or you can go to Audible and get the audiobook, which we both read and which hits. So do that, and we appreciate you. Go ahead, Joe.
That's true. I would also like to thank everybody who came and saw me in the Chattanooga Comedy Festival. That was a ton of fun. Y'all all showed out, and it was wonderful. And I think we need to, we pressed this on the last show, and I think we probably still should. Obviously, if you're in Nashville, you're going to come see us at the WellRED shows in Nashville, December 14th through 16th. But we've also been trying to tell people, like, we're not touring as much together as we used to. So if you want to see us all together, if you're just in the surrounding areas, maybe make a girls trip out of it. You know what I'm saying? And on that note, December 28th, I will be at the Gray Eagle in Asheville, and opening up for me will be friends of the show, the hilarious Good Cop, Rad Cop. And yes, because I have musicians on the show with me, my show will also be a little extra something. So come see me, Asheville. Go to bonuscorey.com for all my bonus stuff. Listen to Puttin' on Airs, buy the book, and also thank you all for listening to the WellRED show. We'd love to stick around longer, but we got to go. Tune in next week if you got nothing to do. Ooh, thank you. God bless you. Good night and skew.
Fart.
This episode is brought to you by the new book, Round Here and Over Yonder, written by authors Trae Crowder and Corey Ryan Forrester. That's ya boy. The book is out now. I would like to thank everyone who did the pre-order, but for those of you who were like, you know what, I want to wait and actually go to a bookstore and pick this thing up, well, you can do that right now. Round Here and Over Yonder, a front porch travel guide written by two progressive hillbillies. Parenthetical, yes, that's a thing. We love long titles, but we love making you laugh even more. This book is chock full of jokes. We chock filled it too. It's got a bunch of jokes in it. It's really, really, really fun. We tried to take the stereotypes of certain regions, talk about what they are, talk about what they got right, talk about what the actual reality is. Of course, we did it with our own little region here in the South. We went everywhere else in the United States, and for the first time in our lives, we went to the UK. It's Rednecks Abroad. The book is Round Here and Over Yonder. Not to brag on us, but I will. It is hilarious. Pick it up now wherever you get books. And by the way, we narrated the audio version, if that's how you want to digest it. But there is no wrong way. Round Here and Over Yonder, wherever you get your books. Do it at an indie bookstore. I like that more. Don't tell Amazon, though.